On my brother's 20th birthday, everything in my life shattered in a way I never saw coming. And if you're reading this, listen carefully, because the first 30 seconds of this story will tell you exactly why sometimes the people who smile at you the most are the ones waiting to twist the knife. It started with a demand, not a request. A demand wrapped in the kind of entitled pressure only family can get away with. My parents sat across from me at the long dining table, the kind of table that always felt too big for the amount of love inside the house. My mom folded her hands like she was about to negotiate a business deal, and my dad leaned back like a king waiting for tribute. They wanted me to buy my younger brother a BMW for his birthday, using my trust fund. A trust fund they never contributed to. A trust fund created by my late grandfather specifically for me, because even he saw what my parents would become. When I refused, calmly, respectfully, and for good reason, the entire room dropped 10 degrees. I didn't realize that one no would start a chain reaction that would end with lawyers, court orders, and the kind of revenge that doesn't require fists or fury, just truth. My parents didn't yell, they didn't argue, they smiled, and then one of them said, "If you won't cooperate, you're clearly having an episode." Before I could process their meaning, everything blurred. They called 911. They told the paramedics I was unstable. They lied about me being a danger to myself. I should have fought, but shock can silence even the strongest voice. Within minutes, I was strapped onto a stretcher, flashing lights bouncing off the driveway, neighbors staring like I was a spectacle instead of a victim. My brother watched from the porch, expression blank, like he couldn't decide whether to feel guilty or excited. At the ER, I kept saying the same words, "I'm fine, I'm not unstable, please call my attorney." But they'd already filled out paperwork claiming I was exhibiting manic behavior, refusing treatment, and acting erratically. It was all scripted, all rehearsed, a perfect trap built on lies, but lies crumble fast when someone is willing to dig. And thank God my trust attorney, Mr. Carson, was that kind of man. Hours passed. Cold fluorescent lights hummed overhead. Nurses avoided eye contact, too used to people claiming innocence to take me seriously. But I wasn't claiming innocence, I was claiming my life back. And then the door opened. Mr. Carson stepped in, suit crisp, expression sharp enough to cut steel. "You're safe now," he whispered as he handed the attending physician a thick envelope sealed with a court stamp. A court order, signed that very morning. My grandfather had put protections in place I never knew existed. Carson had activated emergency clauses the moment he heard what happened. The nurses read it. The doctor read it. My parents, who had finally arrived, smug and certain of victory, reached for the papers. And when they saw the judge's signature and the contents of that order, they turned pale right there in the middle of the ER hallway. The order revoked their authority over any medical decisions concerning me. It froze their access to anything tied to the trust. It initiated an investigation into possible financial coercion, psychological manipulation, and misuse of emergency services. And the best part? The judge had authorized immediate removal of my parents as trustees over my brother's fund as well, not because they'd mishandled it, but because the court determined they were unfit to manage financial decisions for any beneficiary. My brother stepped back like someone had punched the air from his lungs. It was the first time I'd ever seen him question them. I didn't need revenge. I didn't seek revenge. But life has a way of delivering justice when you least expect it, and this was justice wearing steel armor. After the court order was processed, hospital security escorted my parents out. The same parents who'd tried to paint me as unstable now stood on the sidewalk, stripped of control, unable to manipulate a single inch further. I walked out on my own terms, head high, heart steady, and finally, blessedly free. But freedom isn't just walking away. It's building something better afterward. And that's when I started the long, painful, beautiful process of reclaiming my life. I moved out permanently, blocked their access to my accounts, my doctors, my schedule, my future. My brother reached out weeks later, not to ask for a BMW, but to apologize. Turns out he'd never wanted the car. They'd used him just like they'd used me. And maybe the most powerful form of revenge isn't anger. It's breaking the cycle so the next person doesn't fall into the same trap. My story went from betrayal to power, from manipulation to clarity. And if you've ever had someone try to control your life, take your choices, or use your mental health as a weapon, listen closely. You are allowed to walk away. You are allowed to fight back with truth. You are allowed to choose yourself. And if you're watching this, don't just listen, learn. Family doesn't get a free pass to destroy your peace. Trust your instincts. Protect your boundaries. And if someone ever tries to take advantage of you, remember this. Sometimes the strongest revenge is simply refusing to break. If you want more real stories like this, stories that show how people rise, fight, and reclaim their lives, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now. Your next breakthrough might be one story away.